Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to send your assessment data from Canvas to eLumen. This allows you to skip the step of manually entering assessment data into eLumen. To begin, please open two browser windows, one for the Canvas site, one for eLumen. If you are ready to enter actual data, use the main sites, which you can access through Inside BC by selecting Tools button in the top menu, then scroll down to either the Canvas or eLumen as you need it. But if you are practicing, you can use the test environments, or as we like to call them, the sandboxes. The URL for the Canvas sandbox is https://kccd.test.instructure.com. The URL for the eLumen sandbox is https://bakersfieldtest.elumen.com. For the purpose of this training, I've created a test assignment for assessing in Canvas called SLO's 123 tutorial, and I have a test assessment in eLumen called the same thing. So we start by checking that our name, our role, and faculty are displayed, as well as the term. We look for the course that we want to do some assessing. Here it's ANTH, Physical Anthropology. Then we look for the assessment that we want to move over to Canvas. You see it here at the top, SLO's 123 tutorial. So we select the box to the left of the name, and you'll see that another button has appeared in between the list of assignments, assessments, and the name of the course called Send to LMS, the Learning Management System. So we click on that, which brings a pop-up window, Send to LMS Assignment. We have a pull-down menu here. Select a Canvas course, and this is the course that I'm interested in, Physical Anthropology, Anth B1. I select it, then go to the bottom right corner of the pop-up window and select Send to Canvas. Once it's successfully exported, I move to the Canvas side. And as it happens, I've already queued up SLO's 123 tutorial assignment. You'll see that the page isn't populated with very much information. I go to the left-hand side underneath SLO's tutorial in a couple of boxes to the plus sign and rubric, plus rubric. I select it, and then the page gets populated with more information, including the rubric that's used as a default. So I want to send this away. I collect the garbage can. I select plus rubric, which populates the page with more information, including this default rubric. I don't want to use this, so I select the garbage can, click on it. It deletes it. Then below the word criteria, I see Find Outcome. I select Find Outcome, and two columns, a list of assessments. I select the first one and import. These are the assessments that I've imported from eLumen, and I have to import them one at a time, and they will automatically shift from the list on the left added to the column on the right. I've imported it. I go back to the screen, select Find Outcome again, and then select the last one, number 3, and import. So I'm back on the screen, and I see criteria 1, 2, and 3. The next step is to scroll up to the top right of the page. I see the Publish button. I select it and click, and it's published. And I scroll to the bottom of the page, and I see Create Rubric. And now I will be ready to start grading and assessing. First thing, if I don't see the speed grader, I refresh the window, and then I see speed grader. I select it, and I'm now in the speed grading section of the course. Across the top, I'll see the name of the assignment that I'm grading, in this case SLO's 1, 2, 3 tutorial. Then here to the right, I see the number of students that need to be graded over the number of students in the whole class. To the right of that is the sequential number of the student that I'm grading, and then the actual student is to the right. I see assessment, grade out of 25, and view rubric. So the first thing I do is enter the points the student received. In this case, I'll say 25. I select View Rubric, and I see the rubrics that I've just imported. Sometimes you'll see that the rubric is larger than the column. So by clicking on this vertical gray line and moving it to the right, I can see all of the rubrics. I click on the box that most gives points for that student. I go to the next one, select that box, and it automatically populates the actual points in the box to the right. So in this case, if I think the student is only a number 2, and it adds total points out of 9, I save it. If there are comments that I want to add for the grade book, this is the place where I would add comments below the rubric. This is for in comments. Oops. And then I submit. You always have to save and submit. The saving saves the points in Canvas. Submitting submits the rubric into a space that will then be exported to eLumen. I move to the next student. I can give them points, view the rubric, and assign the scores, save it, and submit it. And I do this for all of the students. If I find that I am unable to input all of the students in one setting, then I can save it and leave the application and then come back later and complete it. Once I import the information, the data, into eLumen, I'm no longer able to access the Canvas. And if I want to do any changes to the assessment, I have to do it in eLumen. So it works better if you do it all before you import it into eLumen. So we've finished all of the students. The next step is to go back to eLumen. Once I've completed grading all of the students, it's time to return to eLumen and import the scores. I return to eLumen. I see the name of the assignment that I've just graded. I click on it. Then I move to the right and I can see import scores. I click on that. Then select the course. That I've just reviewed. And I wait for the Canvas assignment to come over to this site. And I scroll down until I find the name of the assignment that I've just graded and assessed. I know I've done 2 students. I can see 30 students in the class. 2 students I've graded. Import assessments. I select that. It's now importing all of the scores, the assessments, and I can now see the scorecard, which lists everything and everybody. At this point, you're done. The assignment grades are in Canvas, and the assignment scores are in eLumen. If you have questions or need more information, please feel free to write to me on my address, which is at the end screen after this. Thank you very much.